So I got all the foam ripped off of here for the most part. I might take a little bit of sandpaper and scuff the whole thing down, try to get a bit more off. I had to unclip these from the back, save these. And this is the material I decided to go with. I had picked another one that had like red lines through it, basically same thing but more dark gray and black. But it wasn't wide enough, so I ended up having to look in a different rack, and this is what I came up with, pretty much all I could find. So I think I'm going to try to line this up so that the first line right here is kind of even with the sunroof area. And then I'm going to do the pillars, and it's going to give it a whole new look on the interior. It's going to look a lot better than the saggy, falling apart roof liner that was in there. This Jetta really needs something nice for the roof liner, because it's been a while. It's been a while that I should have did this. But since the windshield's out, my dad told me, go take it out right now. So he figures since the windshield's out, it's the easiest way to do the roof liner, so we're making it happen. So, this part of the video, I'm cutting out the rough opening and leaving it a bit more material so it can be folded around, and on the seams have a bit extra. Then I sanded it all, made sure there's no more foam, blew it off with a blowgun, make sure there's no dust or nothing like that, just nice clean surface to apply my glue. And after it's all blowed off, I put the sheet of material back on. I cut out all my holes for my lights, my handles, and all the little holes that need to be made for the sun visors and everything else. And I made sure I kept the metal trim around all those holes, because those will be applied back in later. I started putting a bunch of glue and fitting it on, stretching it. And at this point, I didn't put enough glue. I wish I would have put a lot more glue like I did on the A-pillars. You're going to see the A-pillars, I put lots of glue and it worked a lot better. You just got to wait for it to tack up a little bit. And yeah, once it's all glued, you just fit it into all the nooks and crannies, stretch it out, and then as you can see, I was putting the metal trim back in there, and locks it in the lips of all the holes. So that metal trim really helps lock everything in, just like the glue on the edge. You got to leave a little bit of a lip, fold it over, and fold it on the back side of it, so you have a nice clean corners, clean edges that look good, and hold it together. So what I did on the edges, I actually applied a bit of glue, a little bit wet, and it kind of got in the material and helped the seams on the edge. Here I'm just installing it. New roof liner, it's all in. It's all glued up and dried up. So now we got a new roof liner. So basically, you want to let the glue kind of tack up a little bit. It's still too sticky. Well, it's almost ready. It's been about 5-10 minutes almost. So what I'm going to do, I got my hole. I'm going to line up the hole. I'm going to line up the one line on there kind of straight with that side. So that's what's on the other one. We're going to kind of match both sides. We're not going to worry about the roof because it's going to take up too much material to make it match the same pattern going downwards. So now that I have it pretty well on, the material it's all basically overhanging on the sides, but all the material is on and kind of pressed into place. And what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna let it sit a couple seconds here, and then we're gonna flip it upside down, and we're gonna trim, and we're gonna leave a little bit on the edges depending on what edge, and we're gonna basically take a little bit of glue and just spray a bit on the sides and fold it over and kind of press it by hand, and it's gonna get a bit messy. You're gonna get a lot on your fingers, but that'll hold everything together and help it stay on and help it really stick. So basically we got our excess all cut off. Now we're just going to spray a little bit of glue around the edges and let that tack up. So I'm going to start here, and as I make my way around, this should be tacked up a little bit. This I'm going to do a little bit more wet, but like still got to let it tack up for like 5 minutes. Shop is cold here, so this is where it's going to like get into the material. And then you're gonna like press it down, and it's gonna like once it gets into the fabric, it's gonna get all sticky and stuff, and you'll see it gets on your fingers, but that'll help it like harden and stay folded around the piece. Now we just gotta install it, and that's the finished product. Some of these, if it's like still a little tacky, kind of like not so dry, you could adjust it, but I kind of got it set in place, so it is what it is. It's not too bad. But if you have a pattern that bugs you, you can move it